So you may beat me, you may arrest me and throw me in jail, but I'm not going to engage in violence. I'm going to respect you as a human being.
I would see those signs that said white men, colored men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting. And I would ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents why. And they would say, boy, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way. Don't get in trouble. But in 1955, 15 years old, the action of Rosa Parks, the words and leadership of Dr. King inspired me to get in trouble, what I call good trouble, necessary trouble.
And they start pulling and beating, putting lighted cigarettes down their backs and their hair, and really beating people. And in a short time, police officials came in and placed all of us under arrest. But for me, I tell you, it was like being involved in a holy crusade. It became a badge of honor.
We get to the highest point on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Down below, we saw a sea of blue, Alabama State Troopers.
I saw him after he was beaten, severely beaten. And you ask, how can you love people after that? And most of us want to find a big stick and kill them all if we had to, because you fill with anger, not love. But John was in love with the cause, because it's right to want people to have freedom.
Nonviolence is love in action. In saving the other person, in rescuing or redeeming the other person, you're rescuing, you're saving yourself.
My friends, let us not forget that we are involved in a serious social revolution. We will not confine our marching to Washington. We will march through the South, through the streets of Jackson, through the streets of Danville, through the streets of Cambridge, through the streets of Birmingham. Spirit of love and with the spirit of dignity that we have shown here today.
But my philosophy is very simple. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, say something, do something, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
So he loved to dance. That was his thing, dancing and fishing are two things that he loved to do. Mom was the rock. She allowed Dad to do what Dad needed to do. I truly do believe without her, he wouldn't have been where he was. I truly believe that. And Mom had to drive him everywhere.
Lillian was the best friend I ever had. She was a person to whom you could say everything.
When she was chair of the CBC Spouses, Winnie Mandela came to town and she hosted her. I had done what a good chief of staff does and prepared talking points. And she said thank you. She didn't look at them. She delivered off-the-cuff remarks for 20 minutes that brought people to tears. The message was inspiring and moving. Lillian was eloquent. So it was no surprise that when Congressman Lewis asked us to stand up the foundation, he wanted it to be the John and Lillian Miles Lewis Foundation. He wanted it to reflect his legacy and her legacy, their shared legacy. John and Lillian devoted their lives to building what they called the beloved community, central to which is love and respect for all humankind.
John was born with goodness, I think, because he was good to everybody. They, I think, were destined to be together, I really think. I'm glad I was the reason that they did get together, but I think that somehow that they have found each other along the way, because somehow, thank God, puts them together. John practiced love. The theme of tonight's event deals with love. I think John is consumed from the inside out with love. it's right that blacks and whites ought to learn how to live together because each of us born from the same source. Nobody had a choice in this. Nobody chooses to be black, nobody chooses to be white. There were no choices. So John felt like we all have the same wants. So we ought to be together. Human beings ought to want to share. Human beings ought to want to love. He did it because he felt that was a cause. Because it's right to want that. Want everybody to love everybody. That's what John wanted. And he demonstrated that himself, from himself inward to outward. That was the John Lewis we all knew.
Did you ever despair?
No, you couldn't. You have to be hopeful. You have to be optimistic. You get knocked down and you get up. Keep going. You come to that point. This feeling that if you don't do it, if you don't do everything you can to change things, that we remain the same. And you only pass this way once. You have to give it all you have. As long as I have breath in my body, I will do what I can